Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel 1971 War Book series. In our second part of our program regarding understanding and decoding the psyche of the Indian Army officer, we are going to invite Colonel Nitin Chandra, commissioned in the Indian Armored Corps and who had served exceptionally in counter-insurgency operations, to talk about our second part of this video. In the second part of this video, he will be talking exceptionally on how a military mind approaches a problem, finding out a solution accordingly, and what are the stressors in both combat and real life scenarios, how the Indian Army officer approaches all these stressors, how these stressors affect him both as a soldier and as a commander, how he deals with it, and how his own mind works accordingly with the specific training imparted to him during his time in the academy. So, to know more about the second part, the stressors and the military mind, and how stress affects the military mind with these stressful situations around in a combat and unfriendly environment, let's welcome Colonel Nitin Chandra to our program today.
Now, sir, with the selection of course happening, I would like to know a bit about how grooming happens a bit before commissioning, and then the main task of preparing that person for operations, both leadership and combat, when he is out as a subaltern, that part also. So before that, I would like to know a bit about how he is groomed to become an officer, to lead men after selection.
Okay. Firstly, after selection, we go through the training academies, whichever they are. The National Defence Academy, initially after class 12. After graduation, you got the OTA, you got the IMA, then you got the technical entry schemes. There are various schemes going through. The basic thing over there, using the basic traits have already been found. This man is suitable, or this woman is suitable to join the armed forces. Then it's up to the academies to train them, to polish and hone the skills to become better leaders and commanders. Become leaders, right now leaders. So there's physical activity for the physical test to bring them up to a certain physical standard level. Military subjects are taught, history is taught, geography is taught, basic, and weapon training, physical training, drill, etc. To build up these characteristics, also what people sometimes call ragging.
Ragging, acha.
It is not ragging, it is trying to build you up. So when they get you as a group and say, okay, now somebody has done a fault. He says, okay, now who's done the fault? Own up. Nobody owns up. They say, okay, if you don't own up, the whole force of about number, let's say in a company is about 50, 60 odd boys. They say all 50, 60 of you are going to be undergoing rigorous routine for the next 1 hour. Own up. We'll let you off. Nobody owns up. That is bring your spirit core. See, okay, one for all, and all for one. That brings it up. Then once you come to the regiment, that is where the real training starts. You have somebody who is a senior to you, somebody is a mentor. So you go through your JCOs will teach you, your Jawans will teach you, your NCOs will teach you how to handle your basic primary task. And slowly and steadily you overcome the rough edges you got, and you train to become a better leader by, as I told you earlier, by having the basic attributes of know your men, know their job better than they do.
Right.
Having these characteristics I brought out right in the beginning. The moral courage, physical courage, stand for your men, know your men, and everything else is technical. If you are your military subjects are good, you are very good on the paper, they'll as it is follow you. Those sort of things.
Got it, sir. Now, another thing, sir, this is again, you might have spoken about it, of course, in the beginning, but for example, there is a problem, doesn't have to be a military related problem, but how does any problem is approached by a military mind? If you could break it down into something a bit small, sir.
Are you asking me a military man handling
Any problem, sir?
any a problem at home or a military related issue?
Um, I would say both, sir.
I'm not talking about combat. I'm talking about general
General,
things.
general,
Okay.
any kind of problem, sir.
Okay. You see, a military man will always think like a military man. He has no other way of thinking.
Okay.
So I'll break it down into very simple terms.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what I told you? He'll first, think of the problem, think how to go about it, resources available. He'll do exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He'll understand the overall context. What is the issue? Then he'll have a clarity of mission.
Okay.
What we say, select your aim. I'll put it in military language. Identify or select your aim. What do I do? Then is situational awareness. कि इसके आसपास और क्या है, what is to be done. Then gather information.
Acha.
In military terms, you say int gathering. Also called gather information about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then finding out a course of action. Okay, what do I do with it? Then a military man will not go and hit for it. He'll say, okay, let me work out 4 or 5 options. अगर ये करूंगा ये, then he works out which is the best option out of these 4 or 5.
Okay.
That he'll go about it. Then he start planning. He'll now I'll take this away from a problem to let's say ops of war.
Okay.
Let me shift the focus slightly.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have inbuilt flexibility to alter the course of a situation as the situation develops. That is called contingency planning.
Contingency, right?
If not this, then for the next contingency, let me plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
Then is economy of effort. Whether physical effort, manpower effort, let's say a problem like you mentioned, how much is resources to go in or how much of money do I pump in for something to be done at home. Okay. Then allocate resources and resources, that is material resources and troops to task. How many people to perform the task?
Mm-hmm.
How many resources do I get in? Then you should have if you got some subordinate staff working with you, let's say in your house, you getting let's say you're getting some construction work done. You got a supervisor, you got some carpenters, you got some laborers, you got a mason, you got a plumber.
Right.
Then you say, okay, you are the boss, everybody subordinate to you. So you have a clear chain of command. Who will do what task? What are the timelines for the task to be finished? What is the role of each man? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are the resources available and what reserves are required? In the army, we got a very beautiful term for that called the OODA loop. Double ODA, OODA.
OODA loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is observe, orient, decide and act.
Okay.
So that answers your question.
Observe, orient. I mean, this thing, orient.
Observe, orient,
Decide
and act.
Right. I mean, coming to civilian
So-
life,
so-
this
so it
orient
is-
thing is something always that gets missing out.
Yeah.
The rest
So-
happens.
So that is where the military mind comes in, the logical military mind comes in.
Right, sir.
So a military man will approach even a civilian problem with a military mind. But he has no other way of thinking. He can't think like a civilian.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult for him to think like a civilian. He's been programmed to think in a particular manner. He'll approach all problems or situations with a military mind.
Right, sir. Okay. So now, sir, I would like to know a bit about the stressors in combat. I would say both stressful situations, considering the complications with your men also, including unexpected things that happen in the battlefield, maybe put up by the enemy, environment, whatever it might be, and how does it affect somebody who is in combat and who is also not present in combat, and how do these kinds of mind operate, sir, and figure out the next possible solution to this problem?
Okay. You see, like you said, we split it into 2 parts. One is the in combat, or we say in the operational area, and one is a non-combat in, let's say, peacetime situations.
Okay.
In an operational area, there can be life-threatening situations. Life threat to my own life, to my subordinate's life. So that is a factor of a stress. Second is high physical standards and demands.
Mm-hmm.
Fatigue, you know, sleep deprivation, which is a very common thing,
Mm.
harsh climate, terrain, they demand very high physical demands.
Right.
Everybody may not have those sort of physical capabilities, so that
Mhm.
leads to stress. Then that task to be performed under stress, which will lead to stress. That is rapid decision making.
Mhm.
Under fire, you got to take a call. It is a cause of stress. The decision you take
Mhm.
go either way.
Yeah.
Then is multitasking. Under the stress and under the stressful condition, right there, you got to decide what to do.
Mhm.
For example, you put on an attack in a minefield.
Okay.
You got to evacuate somebody.
Uh-huh.
Your LNG section has come under fire. They cannot move. You
Mhm.
got to move somebody else, and you got to still push in an attack.
Mhm.
So that is in that moment of time, you got to take the right calls.
Mhm.
Then is to all at the same time
And
maintain
sir,
situation.
another thing, interrupting you, even if you think that is the right call, it might be something totally a blunder.
Absolutely. So that is a cause of stress.
Yeah.
And you got to maintain, and within everything, you got to maintain situational awareness. What exactly is happening all around you?
Mm.
It's all to be taken in a split second decision has to be yours.
Mhm.
But I'll put it like this: rather than wasting time and thinking about it, you got to take a call and then work on it. I've always done that.
Okay.
Take a decision and work on it rather than waste time thinking about it.
Hmm.
Overcome your stress by taking a call. Go ahead with it, and your experience will all
Hmm.
invariably be right.
Yeah, experience will be right anyway, right?
I'll carry you through. Then at times you got in combat you got moral and ethical dilemmas.
Hmm.
Very interesting. Especially this is during counterinsurgency.
Mhm.
You know, collateral damage.
Mhm.
Somebody is hiding in a building. You know it is somebody's house.
Mhm.
The building has to be brought down.
Right.
That's a dilemma. It's somebody's house. Somebody spent money to build that house.
Mhm.
Somebody's kids were staying there, but
Mhm.
they were militant inside the house had to be brought down. There's no other way.
No other way, because he'll not come out.
You won't come out. So that's a dilemma.
And also, sir, sending in men will cost men. Yeah.
Then is civilian casualties because it say he's hiding behind some civilians, using them as shields.
Mhm.
Civil casualties also take place. Then you got to decide between rules of engagement and mission imperatives.
Mhm.
So when rules of engagements are different and जो रास्ते में रुकावट आ रही है वो अलग है. How do you overcome that?
Mhm.
So that also that's a dilemma. It can be a moral and ethical dilemma as well. Then at times you got emotional overloads.
Right. And
That is when you know that you are responsible for the lives of every single man under your command
mhm.
and a death of a comrade next to you. Those are emotional overloads. People can crack under that pressure as well. Then is something called unpredictability.
Hmm.
You put in an attack. Do you know how the enemy will react? No, you don't.
Not at all possible to know, despite knowing the strength.
You have done everything you wanted, but suddenly the weather goes bad. What do you
Mhm.
do? That's unpredictable. Then the intelligence that you got was faulty.
It happens a lot.
Okay. Then is sudden supply lines have been disrupted or your logistic support didn't fetch up when it is supposed to. How
Mhm.
now what happens? Are you going to go in for attack or not? That
Mhm.
leads to a lot of stress. Those stressors. Okay. Then the plans are altered at the last moment. You
Mhm.
decided to attack from the west. They say no, attack will not go from the west, it will go from the northwest. But your reconnaissance, everything you have done from the west,
Right.
not from the northwest. So sudden attack, things have taken place. You not even wrecked the area. You not briefed your men.
Mhm.
Suddenly there's a sudden change in mission plan.
Mhm.
That attacks you stress. And of all the things at the last moment, your communication, your radio sets back up.
They're not working. Yeah, they can
They
happen.
suddenly back up. There's some jamming which has taken place.
Ha ha ha.
You,
That can also happen.
you are not able to communicate with your command.
Mhm.
So this is the unpredictability which will occur, which leads to stress as well. Are you getting my point? Okay, then the environmental stresses. Now we are only talking about the combat zone. Firstly is the noise.
Noise, right.
That is, explosions will take place, RT shells will burst next to you, war cries will take place, automatic fire will take place, tanks will be rushing towards you, be firing at you. They add to noise, which can be very disorienting.
You have to think at that time and work also.
Now you try to add on what I have told you. What are the battlefield stresses? Please add on whatever exactly I told you. All this is happening to one man. To one man, everything is happening. Then a sudden darkness, because attacks will go at night. The enemy will put smoke shells. They might be fog. So you might get disoriented. Okay.
Smoke is anyway, like you can't see anything and your eyes will hurt. Whatever smoke it might be, sir.
Yeah, so they are putting smoke shells at you. Then it smells.
Smells.
Of death.
Okay.
Burning flesh. Okay. Decaying bodies. Animals killed. Suddenly the decay of smell of death basically.
Right.
Then is lack of sleep. And last but not the least is your higher commander is asking you कि अब क्या हो रहा है? Where are you? What is happening? Tell me, update me. So now they will just think about it like this. Whatever I told you for the stressors, they're happening to just one man. He's got to go through all this. So now going back to the first or the second question you asked me about, what are the traits of a good military leader and how does the service selection board select you? If a man has been wrongly selected, can he withstand all these sort of stresses in a battle zone?
One word sir, दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा.
खराब हो जाएगा ना. पर इस आदमी का, इस मिलिट्री कमांडर का दिमाग खराब नहीं हो रहा है. इस सिचुएशन में वो काम करता है. वो he leads his troops into victory. That is the training that he acquired from the academy. His own unit gave him his own naam, namak, nishan, the troops he commanded, and of course not to say that the SSB which he selected him in the first place. These are the stressors in combat. Now we come to the stressors in non-combat. Let's say in peacetime situations. Now a man has got different priorities here.
Right.
He is not into combat, so he's not looking at those things I told you. He's, that those, I'll say not mundane, but very relevant for a man's point of view. His posting, for example. He wanted a posting at a particular place. His parents were ill, or his children's education, he may not get it. His promotion might be affected for some reason. Okay. Then micromanagement by superior officers, which he may not like, how to do a job. They're telling him how to go about it. Then there are family stressors. Something back home, somebody in the own house, something has happened. Okay. Then worst is the public perception, or I say lack of recognition. I still remember there was, when you working so hard for the country, somebody turns up and says, look, what's so great about it? Aren't we all working for the country? Damn it, you guys are paid to die for the country. I think some politician, I think Tamil Nadu once said that. So what do you feel about, having all these celebrations? After all, these Indian army fellows are paid to die for the country. It's not a very happy thought.
It isn't. Yeah. I think something like this happened recently also. Somebody from the bank was saying something like this to a soldier, probably an NCO, that, you were so stupid, that's why you're deployed in the border.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah. Ridiculous. तू चले जा यार अगर तो can you stand for 5 minutes? So even we are only talking about, I'm not talking about, maybe in a later time we'll talk about how a Jawan or a soldier or NCO or JCO, what goes through their mind. Right now we are focusing our talk only on officers. So like you asked me, how do you overcome it? You asked me earlier. So it is training institutions, academies where you get trained, then within the unit itself. Then within the unit, the mentoring takes place from the senior to the junior. That's how we brought up. Then the leadership culture. You over a period of time, you yourself acquire that leadership culture. Whereas when you, by sheer weight on your shoulders, the brass on your shoulders, your Jawans, your JCOs, they look up to you. So you, by default, get into the leadership mode.
Right.
And once you are there, you don't want to let them down. You live up to that culture. Then very important for any good combat unit is a strong unit cohesion. If you have cohesiveness in a unit, you will stand for the naam namak nishan. You are not going to let any of these stresses affect you. Okay.
At that time,
Then,
probably they will not affect you anyway, right? In the heat of battle.
if you have a very strong unit cohesion,
And I think, sir,
then
another thing, like, it all depends upon very simple thing that we every human being has, and I think it is love, unending
love,
love for your men
absolutely, absolutely love for your men, for your unit,
unit,
and trust me, it is reciprocal.
right?
You love your boys, they love you back, and they love you many more times. They
Right.
look up to you as a leader, as a commander, because they think of you as the head of the family.
Mm-hmm.
They may be older to you in age
Mm-hmm.
at times, but the sheer rank that you hold, that gives you like a feeling of belongingness and a feeling of like they're looking at you as a father figure, though somehow they may be much elder to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question of ranks. Then is to how you overcome it is that in a unit there's somebody to look at your back. Your back is not exposed.
Right.
Something wrong happens, there's somebody to hold your hand or to cover up for you.
I think this is something you don't get in civil life when you
No,
come
you
back.
in the corporate or anyway you won't get this.
Yeah.
You'll be exposed very fast. And then is good leadership above you. Obviously, that's self-explanatory. Then, as I told you, training, good hard training, that includes stress inoculation. How to withstand stress. In our times, when I was in service, at that time we used to go through something called 72 hours of continuous training
72 hours. Okay. Without
without
sleep.
food and sleep,
Okay.
only water. Only water. It was done once in a quarter. Once every 3 months we used to go through this exercise of stress inoculation. उसमें से there was incidentally there was no sleep, there was no food. So nights were night parade and routine carried on in the unit as it was. सुबह PT भी है, second parade है, शाम को games भी है, gun cleaning will carry out, all activities will carry out as if nothing is happening, as if it is a normal routine day. That is part of stress inoculation. Then is to have very clear passage of orders to your command. Don't be ambiguous about it. Be very, very clear. Neither will you have stress, nor will you be giving stress to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you keep delaying and postponing it, people will keep looking at you for orders.
Right.
And neither are you happy, because at the back of your mind, and nor the second guy happy, and the task is going to get delayed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to peacetime situation.
So I hope you liked this second part of our video regarding the mind of an Indian Army officer, how it approaches a problem, how the stressors affect his mind. And in the third part of our video, we will be talking extensively regarding how the life of a combat officer comes to an end, how he adjusts to civilian life, how he is bound to look after his men, how that bonhomie exists in between men, both in combat and I think would probably be outside, and the message he wants to leave for aspiring officers in the Indian Armed Forces. Thank you so much for listening.